Skip, coming to you live straight out of Real Hot Six Aquatic Kennels. Check them out. My Dovii pair, Big Bay Wolf and Miss Remy. Now the tank is clear and to my liking. I figure I'd give you guys another look at this awesome pair. But this video is not about this pair. This video is actually a response video to my my previous video titled Dovii Fanatics. It was a dedication to all my Dovii fanatics. That video sparked a number of questions. And so right now, I am going to attempt to answer some of those questions, if not all those questions. Now, one of the main questions was just how large was that display aquarium that the wolf pack was housed in? And the answer to that question is 55,000 gallons. I repeat, that display aquarium was 55,000 gallons. I asked one of the zookeepers exactly what size that aquarium was, and that was what I was told. It was a 55,000 gallon aquarium. Now another question that was asked, Skip, just how big were those Dovies? Well, let me try to put it in perspective. This Dovii before you, Big Bay Wolf, when Antoine first brought him over and I grabbed the net and took him out of the bucket, we measured it. He was about 12 inches. 12 inches on the nose to be exact. Now he's pushing close to 13 inches. He grew almost another inch already. And Miss Remy here is like 10 inches. Those particular Dovies in that aquarium were at least 2 feet at the very least. Some of them was well over 2 feet. But I know that a couple of them was at least 2 feet, because it'll take 2 of these fish that's before you to make just one of the larger Dovies in that display tank. I can't say exactly per inch what size those Dovies were, but I can estimate that they were close to 30 inches. Now, we all know that human beings, our depth perception is different when we're looking through a glass and a water. If the fish are towards the back, our depth perception may deceive us, and you may think that a fish is actually bigger or smaller than it really is, depending on how close it is to the front of the glass of the aquarium or how close it is to your eyes. So a lot of us always, I notice people online and on YouTube always tell people, oh hey, that fish don't really look that big. That fish probably about 12 inches. It's a guy online, male, Guapo male, and he has a huge Dovii, and to me that Dovii looks like it's probably pushing 2 feet easily. But I hear some people, there have been debates on Monster Fish Keeper and other cichlid blogs and forums like Water Wolves and Facebook, stating that that fish is really a mere 18 or 20 inches. It really looked a lot larger to me. But I do know that our depth perception can be off by a couple of inches or so when you're looking inside an aquarium and you're looking at a fish in the back. I know you guys have witnessed time after time when you pull the fish out of the tank, or if a fish pass away or die all of a sudden and you pull them out of the tank, they're much bigger than they actually appeared when you had them in the tank and they were swimming around. You pull them out, you put them in your hands, they're a lot bigger than what they really appear. And then sometimes some people pull fish out and they're smaller. So you gotta sort of try to gauge it. Like I have a log in here. This piece of driftwood, I measured it, and this driftwood was 17 inches from the front to the back. So I can sort of gauge just how big this Dovii is when you swim past the driftwood. So us as human beings, we need something to gauge the size of something when it's inside of an aquarium, to get the depth of it, so we can put things into proper perspective. Now right here I have a ruler. This particular ruler is an 18-inch ruler, as you can see. So depth perception again. You look at it to the tank, this ruler is huge. But you look at it towards that piece of driftwood, and I told you that driftwood is like 17 inches. If you view it, it looks like the driftwood is smaller. It's inside the inside 18 to 1 inches. But as I get closer to the aquarium, and as I place the ruler on the aquarium, now you can see the size is looking larger now. Now it's looking more like 17 inches. If you look at the back, that's where the back is, in the front. Look, 17 inches. I measured that. Also, here's an aquarium that is, this is a 90-gallon aquarium. It is 18 inches wide. Look at it. 18 inches. So like I said, you have to have something to gauge the size. So I'm going to prove to you and to some of the naysayers that are on monster fish, because I know there was a huge debate on monster fish. It was brought to my attention because someone asked me not only the size of the Dovies that was in that tank, but they also asked me to take a look at Monster Fish Keeper and this particular form and this particular topic, talking about the sizes of Dovies. And like I said, I saw pictures of males, big, large Dovii. People were discussing whether or not it was 24 or 18 inches or what have you. I saw pictures of Gage. Matter of fact, here's one of the pictures of Gage. That's Don Calker in the background, holding up a Dovii that someone submitted on Monster Fish Keeper, showing the size of this particular Dovii. Here's another photo as well, a Gage holding a Dovii. And these Dovies look pretty big. They look pretty large. If you look at his hand, the Dovi's whole head is sitting in Gage's hand and part of his arm. So that's a pretty big Dovii. I would probably estimate that Dovii being around 18, maybe 20 inches. And in comparison to the ones that are at the zoo, in the display tank, those Dovies are small. They're not even close to that level. And I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to put it in perspective. The Arapaima in that aquarium, when they first arrived at that aquarium a few years ago, I don't know the exact date when it arrived, but I know it was a few years ago because I asked one of the zookeepers. That Arapaima was already 6 feet long. The Arapaima been there at least 4 years now, at the least. I don't know exactly how many years they've been there, but at least 4 years. Because 4 years ago when I was up there, that same Arapaima was in that tank, and it's much bigger now than it was then. So I'm taking that it's well over 6 feet. There's some spectators that are taking pictures and viewing the fish as well when I was there, and some of those guys were over 6 feet tall, because I'm 6'2", and some of those guys were taller than I am. And there was one guy in particular that was in front of the tank. The Arapaima gave us a big show, and he came out to the front of the aquarium and was looking the guy eye to eye, and then swam off and gave us a big yawn. You can see that Arapaima is well over 6 feet. So we already have a point of reference. And we already know that the Aquarium is over 6 feet. The parkours are well over 4 feet. Those parkours look like truck tires. They are huge. I mean, they look like they were the size of the tires on my Tahoe. But like I said, depth perception, we don't know. But we can estimate and can sort of get an idea of just how big the Dovies are compared to those huge, humongous monster fish. Because those are monster fish, people. Aquariums and gar and red-tailed catfish, Brazilian catfish, all those fish are monsters. And those were the fish that was in that tank. There also was a turtle that we know for a fact the turtle was 2 feet. It was a 2-foot long turtle. I asked the zookeeper, and they told me that they had to take that turtle out of that tank because something was going on with it. It had some type of bacterial infection or something, and they measured the turtle. The turtle was 2 feet. So that's another reference point. So if you look at the Dovies, swim next to the turtle, swim next to the Aquarium, see how the Aquarium and the Dovies interact with one another, then we can sort of estimate just how large are those Dovies. And I know for a fact by looking at those Dovies and understanding the depth perception when I'm viewing those Dovies, that those Dovies were well over 24 inches. They were well over 2 feet. So if you guys are Monster Fish Keeper and the rest of you guys want to check this video out and you want to cut and paste it to Monster Fish Keeper and continue your discussion on whether or not Dovies can reach 3 feet, then so be it. Please be my guest, because I'm going to put all your questions to rest. Coming up right now.
help me find my way.